So I was doing a look on Facebook for mental health. They didn't like the music. It's happening a lot, this. So I thought I'd record a video, because I can't go live yet, about my mental health stories. It's Mental Health Week. Whilst I finish off my makeup. So the reason behind this look was dark, into the light, to the gold, the shimmer, and also the green there. The green there is the mental health colour. Facebook didn't want me to continue, which is fine. Just arses. So yeah, my mental health story. I don't know when it actually started because it showed signs of starting in 2013 when I collapsed at a bus stop. I felt dizzy beforehand, but I didn't think anything of it because I've had dizzy spells because I'd already had, by this point, got epilepsy. So, and I thought, if it's the epilepsy, it will let me know. Well and truly, let me know. And then we'll be done with it, kind of thing. So, I just carried on. I was actually going to work. And I got to the bus stop, which was 2 minutes from my house, where I lived at the time, back in 2013. And managed to cross the road. Didn't cross at the crossing either. And collapsed. That was it. I was like, I remember 4 women lowering me to the floor so I didn't go with said foot. I'm like, collapse. Collapse and no seizure. So I'm like, right, it's not the epilepsy. Bonus. So, try and get up. Can't get up. And these women were like, we're supposed to go into work, but do you want us to take you? No, I'll be fine in a bit. Again, not thinking anything of it because I've not had this before. And I did it. I was embarrassed. I did it when no one was around. Tried to get going over failing. This schoolboy, I'd have said he must have been about 14 because obviously going to work kind of time. Said, do you want me to help you up, love? The schoolboy, adults walked past and just left me. Apart from these 4 women. I'm like, no, you're alright, love. You get to school. Nice try, mate. So yeah, that was just like that. And I had to phone my then boyfriend. He didn't answer, so I phoned his mum. And she was like, I'm at work. I'll phone his dad to get him up to bring you up to you so he can walk you home. Because I could see my house from where I was, I just couldn't get there, which was scary in itself. So we came up. I was sat an hour and a half on the cold floor. Yeah, probably too proud to ask for help, as per usual. So eventually he came, took me back to my house. Literally, I was screaming at him, saying, "Don't let go of me! Don't let go of me!" Across the road, and he literally had to hold both hands. He had to walk backwards. I had to walk forwards. It's the only way it was happening. But he didn't work at the time. I don't know why he didn't stay long. He definitely didn't stay all day. So I was like, I got me into bed in case it was my epilepsy. I'd already phoned my dad. Well, I hadn't phoned my dad because he was on holiday abroad. I'd phoned my mum who was at the opposite side of the Sheffield. She never took my calls. So I was like, and I phoned work and all that. I could already phone work while I slept before. I'm like, I can't come in, I passed out. I don't know what's wrong. So they said about getting to the doctors. And I was like, I can't. I just can't. And I said, but my dad's back next week. I will get him to take me. I will go unpaid. I don't care. I can't. I can't do it. So, like I said, when my dad got back from holiday, got him to take me. Should carry on with this makeup look. Got him to take me to the doctors. And then my dad was like, so what happened? I was like, I passed out. Just went. The doctors were also like, do you remember everything? I'm like, yeah. He's like, so it wasn't a seizure? I'm like, no. Because even if I don't realise I've had a seizure, I realise like afterwards because of the way I feel. So he was like, it just doesn't. I'm like, yeah, makes sense. I know. So I had loads of tests done. So I had a tilt table test, which was the bane of my life. It actually brought on an anxiety attack because you like that to start with, like a hospital bed. But they tell you, they put you up like that and slowly bring you down, but you're strapped to this bed. You're not allowed any distractions in the room with you, obviously. And I can't even explain it. It was scary. You're not allowed to talk to the technicians. And it finished. And you'd like that for like 45 minutes. And they slowly bring you down. And that finished. And I walked out. I stormed out that hospital. Because I'd been 24 hours before that. I'd been strapped to a heart monitor for 24 hours. And they keep the heart monitor on whilst that. And they're like, breathe, breathe, breathe. I can't right. So yeah, it was not nice in the slightest. And then I think that was last of the test, and they were like, yeah, it's not your epilepsy. Like, I know. Anxiety. So I was diagnosed with anxiety, but I kept trying to go back to work, and every time my dad would take me to work and then go to his work, and I'd manage an hour and a half at work, and then I'd start to feel faint, dizzy, and this time anxiety at first presented itself. So I went and they phoned my dad and like, you're gonna have to come and pick her up. So I was like, take her to the doctors. Why? So my dad took me to the doctors, signed me off for a week, and was like, try again. And after a while, work sent me to occupational therapists. And I mean, work were good. They kept my contract open for me not working for like 8 months. And they tried everything. I had meetings at work. What if my dad wasn't there? I had to get someone to sit with me. I had to get a taxi to work just because I'm not doing it. And they were just like, I seen this occupational therapist. He's like, you are in no fit state to work. But like work was like, we don't want to lose you. You have saved our skin on so many occasions. But we just can't do it. I'm like, I get that. But I was absolutely gutted because that was a job I loved. just put blush over there. Was that brush I meant to get? So yeah, that was just that then. So I was like, they put me on medication. I went to my mum. My mum works for the NHS. And I'm like, this is the jizz. We're diagnosed with anxiety. She goes, it's all in your head, get over it. I'm like, thanks. I know it's in my head. But can I do about it? So I was like, okay. So that was me stopping telling her stuff from then on. And then carried on. Not working. So that was, they terminated my contract in 2014. At the same time, they were changing my epilepsy medication, so shit were going on. And I tell you something, 2014, my epilepsy went from, say, 4 seizures a year to 4 a month. I was all over the place. I didn't know what was happening. I was bad. So they changed my medication. I was on 2 at once. Anyway, just kind of I found my happy medium. Kind of. My way of coping. And then 2017, I moved in to my previous place. I loved. And I ain't gonna lie, I was like, I've got my own flat, got this. I was in a relationship I wasn't 100% happy with, but I was just crying all the time. And I was like, I wasn't like this with my anxiety. And I'd done so much. And I went back to the doctors and I was like, look, something's just, my dad had to pick me up from my then boyfriend's house. And I was just like, something's not right. I can't function. I don't want to eat. And he was like, have you got any wanting to end things? I'm like, yeah, but not in the traditional way. I want to walk in front of something. And he's like, yeah. You've now got your depression as well. Not telling wrong. Oh man. So I was like, right, so what happens from now? So it was like, you can contact IAPT, which I've been in touch with IAPT ever since. So yeah, I was just like, great, now what? And then last year I had counselling because I couldn't cope with the diagnosis of fibro. And now I'm waiting to do another course. So with IAPT, I've done a stress control course, living with a long-term condition course, which those both helped. The health and wellbeing one didn't. And I'm about to do my 4th one and have a counselling. So IAPT have helped absolutely loads with my mental health. But still, it's a daily battle sometimes. My anxiety is bad for no reason whatsoever at the moment. Went up yesterday. I can't even tell you why. I don't even know why. So yeah. But there's still the awful stigma around mental health. And said comment that my mum said, it's all in your head. yeah, maybe in my head, that's why it's called mental. Doesn't make it any less important. And that is my mental health story, as short as possible, because I haven't got much memory on my phone, truth be told. I could go on and on and on and on. But like, there's a kind of history about it in my family. My brother at a young age tried to kill himself. My mum's dad, my mum who said it's all in your head, my mum's dad killed himself when I was 8. So, these things aren't spoken about. And that's why I was really surprised when my mum said that to me. Now, me and my mum have had a fractured relationship for years, and I don't tell her much of my medical stuff. But yeah, more awareness is needed, and the stigma needs to basically fuck off in a roundabout way. That's my story. What's yours?